Okay, hi everyone, welcome. My name is Susie McCrae from Amherst, Massachusetts in the United States, and I'm a global founder for the company OnPassive. And today is our public guest webinar where guests are invited to learn about this business. After today's presentation, I'll give you instructions about how we're going to handle the Q&A. Remember, we are in over 200 countries across the globe, so you'll see in the chat people joining us from all over the globe. We also have several founders joining us today because they come on and they listen and they learn something new like I do every time we have one of these webinars. But I'd like to reiterate, today is for our guests. The Q&A today is for our guests only. So if you're a current founder, please refrain from asking questions. You have that opportunity on Mondays. So sit back, enjoy this presentation, and I'll be back for the Q&A. But before that, I'd like to introduce our first speaker. His name is Marty DeGarmo, and he comes to us from the state of New Jersey in the United States. Marty, for over 17 years, was a project manager in the corporate world, traveled around the globe. And then for the past 15 years plus, he has been online. He is an online marketer. He's been in different programs, different businesses. He's experienced and he's seen it all. And he has a lot of wisdom to share with you. So once again, everyone, enjoy. And I'd just like to say we have almost 500 people on today. I know if you're watching, you can't see the count, but we can. So welcome to all of you. We're so glad you're here. Enjoy the presentation. And Marty, you're up.
Susie, thank you very much. Welcome everybody on this Saturday, the 26th of June, which I cannot believe is half the year's over. Today, we're going to introduce to you a wealth building business that was made for the masses. And it really blew me away when I saw it. A little about myself. I'm 61 years old, been online like a long time, 17 years. I've done everything. Lost a lot of money, like a lot of you. Chasing the shiny objects and hoping to succeed. And either the company or whatever didn't do what they said they would do, or the person I was following didn't know how to, couldn't help me. And that went on for years, lost a lot of money. Like I said, it was horrible. And then, I don't know, maybe 9 years ago, I started to learn how to market online myself. Joined up with a couple gentlemen, and we had success in what you would call building a team or marketing or advertising, okay, but there was another problem. The problem was, this was a problem for us, and maybe some people it's not, but it's not being able to bring anybody with you. So even if you do well, the people you're looking at eye to eye, they can't do what you're doing because they didn't learn how to market. They don't have the time. They're a single parent, single daddy or mommy or whatever, and they're working 40, 60 hours a week. And I thought, man, this industry is just not, it's just not fair. And it's got to be a better way. And I looked around and I wasn't sure that there was. A couple of years ago, I was working with actually Red here, Red Redford. And we were in a business, and gentleman he was a millionaire. And the more I worked with him, I'm wondering, like, how's he going to help everybody? And he couldn't. And I thought, my God, I'm not doing this again. So Red had already left that company, and a couple of months later, I found him and Peter Rogers, and I said, what are you guys doing? And he explained to me, well, we're in another business and it's unbelievable. The same thing you hear, but I trusted these guys. So I thought, well, they've been burnt as many times as I have. Maybe they see something new. And I asked some questions like, so making money, and said, well, there's no limit, really. Yeah. And the products are digital. and they're in high demand now. It's not like a new widget. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. And I went, wow. And he goes, and I said, well, the most important is we invite people in, can they make money? Yes. And they don't need any skills at all. And I went, holy cow. I said, okay, so I signed up. I figured I can learn later. There was enough there for me to work with. I said, I'm going to go for it. Well, today, I'm going to introduce you to Charles Osong, a gentleman here that I met in this business. He has 3 decades of, background in IT, informational technology. He's traversing all of it. He's been doing it for years and years and years. He's an entrepreneur, the same length of time, vastly experienced in online and offline. He knows the products that we have. He understands what the company is dealing with, and he'll explain to you that's why it grabbed him like it grabbed me, and he went, whoa, I got to do this. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Charles Osong so he can explain to you why this big guy in New Jersey is so excited about this business and how it will change lives across the world. Mr. Osong, it's all yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Marty. It's a pleasure to be working with great minds like you, Red, Susie, and thank you, Larry, for a job well done. I want to say welcome to all our founders who are coming back, but a special welcome to our guests. I see we have over 500 at this point in time. So I want to imagine we have at least over 100 guests. And if you're a guest here today, you're in for a treat. You're gonna have to go back and give the person that invited you a big hug, because you're about to listen to a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. And I am the one tasked with the job to bring that to you, right? And I think I'm gonna do my best. And the way I do that is I tell you my story. I tell you how I got to know about this business and why I decided to be part of it. As Mark Twain once said, as long as you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. So I will be telling you that truth and nothing but the truth. Now, Marty just said, I've been in the IT industry for decades. He's so very correct. I've been in the United States for over 36 years now. And for most of that time, I have worked like everybody else, sometimes 2 jobs, just to make ends meet. For the most part, I've worked in the IT industry. However, I've always looked for ways to make money on the side, especially what they call passive residual income, because I stumbled upon the works of a gentleman by the name of Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest people on earth, some years back. And he said, if you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you're going to work until you die. Now, every time I heard that statement, I'm asking myself before going to sleep, am I making money or am I not making money? And of course, you know how it feels if I'm not making money, right? So I decided to retire from my corporate America job over 4 years ago. And I recall a colleague of mine looking at me in the face and saying, Charles, you must be very fortunate. You must have saved up a lot of money to be retiring this early. And I said to him, on the contrary, I have been working for so long, but I can't seem to save up the kind of money that I would like. So there's got to be a better way. That's why I decided to tender my resignation and get myself an office in Maryland in the United States. Just over 2 years ago, a trusted friend of mine walked into my office and said to me, Charles, I have this opportunity that I want to share with you. And just so you know, prior to retiring, I had been studying rigorously the behavioral patterns of successful people. And one of them is this: you bring them an opportunity. They're going to look into it inside out and then make an informed decision. So when my friend came to me that day, I pretended to be one of them. And I said to him, my friend, I'm going to take a look at this opportunity. That's for sure. But I have 3 prerequisites, 3 questions that you have to answer to me satisfactorily before we can proceed. Question number 1. With this opportunity that you are bringing to me today, if I do not recruit, am I going to be able to make money? If I cannot sell to even one person, will I still make money? And when I say money, I'm talking about real money, not some chop change. I've been blessed enough in my career to see chop change. So I'm talking about enough money to give me financial independence, financial freedom. Now remember, I had time freedom because I was retired, but I was still looking for what? Financial freedom. Because when you marry these two, time and financial freedom, then you have what we call total freedom. So I asked my friend that day, with this opportunity, if I cannot recruit even one person, because I'm a normal human being, most of us human beings, we don't know how to recruit. Am I going to make that kind of money? And he said to me, Charles, believe me, when this company launches, you're going to make enough money to feed yourself, your children, your children's children, and even leave a legacy for your generations to come. And I said, that sounds good. Let's go to question number 2. Will I have to pay a monthly fee with this opportunity? In the industry, they call it auto-ship. Would I have to pay a monthly auto-ship? He said, nope. Once they launch, you come out of pocket once, and that's it. Now, that sounded like music to my ears. I was already getting excited, but I needed to hear for the 3rd question. The 3rd and final question, the last, but certainly not the least. Very important. So I asked him, this opportunity that you're bringing to me today, this company, do they have a legitimate, viable product? By legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary. Something that mankind, you and I, will need on a daily basis. If we don't have it, life is almost unbearable. And when I say viable, I know there are people out there, some of us doing different things, maybe selling juice, maybe selling vitamins, and you're going to tell me that's viable? No, it is not. Think about your cell phone. Think about Wi-Fi, your internet access. You don't have those kind of things in this day and age, life is unbearable. That's what I'm talking about. So when I asked my friend, does this company have a legitimate, viable product? And he said to me, Charles, with your extensive IT background, you should be able to understand these products better than me. And I said, no problem. Went, took a look at the products, came back to him, and I said, my friend, should this company succeed in what they're trying to do, we are simply going to have an internet quake, a shake-up of the internet. However, we're going to have to wait a long time, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years, or even more. My friend did not like that. Why? Because he's like all of us who like money immediately, instant gratification. But I told him, I don't care how long this is going to take. I'm going to have to be part of this company right now. Okay? He insisted, why are we going to take this long? And I said, listen, I know what these people are trying to do. They're using AI, artificial intelligence. We call it AI for short. My friends, AI is a disruptive technology. If you're going to use it in every step of the development process, like this company is trying to do, it is going to be time consuming. Why? It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding. So for those of you who understand software development, that takes time. So I told him, listen, I'm going to be part of this today. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. I want to know how much is it going to cost me? And I was thinking something in the neighborhood of what, $20,000, maybe more. I had my credit card ready. In the United States, fortunately, we don't need cash. All we need is your plastic. I had a few of those. But my friend looked up at me and said, Charles, all you're going to need is $97. $97. I thought he was joking. I was flabbergasted. I said, my friend, you didn't come all the way here just to mess with me, did you? He said, nope, I'm dead serious. So I said, well, here's my card. Put it on there. By the time we were done, it costed me $102. So yes, there is a $5 fee from the banks when you use credit or debit card. Big deal. I said, my friend, consider that dinner for two. But I need you to do me a favor. Call me, text me, email me, do whatever it takes, get me informed so I can get more involved when they are closer to launch. 8 months later, he gave me a call. Charles, can you make yourself available in 1 week's time? The CEO of this company wants to talk to all of us. And I said, why not? 1 week later, I hop on the call. And there was Mr. Ash Mofara. Mr. Ash Mofara, for those of us who have been founders for some time, we have come to know and love him dearly. Not only because he's going to help us make money, of course, that's a done deal, but also, and more importantly, because of his heart for humanity. My friends, we have a lot of geniuses out there. We have Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, just to name a few. These guys, all of them have the brains. But do they have the heart? That's $1 million question. As you come to join us at OnPassive, you're going to find out we are built around love. But mind you, I was listening to Mr. Mofara for the very first time. And he came on and he said, folks, we have been making a lot of progress. In fact, we are closer to launch than ever. I was thrown away. I was confused because it was just 8 months earlier, I had told my friend, we're going to be waiting for a very long time. And now all of a sudden, this dude is saying we are closer to launch. And I'm saying, whom is he kidding? But the least that did was he got me listening keenly. He got my attention. Mr. Mofara went on. We have hired a building in Bangalore in India. Okay? Now, if you look behind me, you will see a building that says OnPassive on it. This building is in high-tech city. It's in Hyderabad in India today. At the time, this building was non-existent. Mr. Mofara had gone to Bangalore. He had leased a high-rise building, 2 floors in that building. He had hired 200 engineers, he went on. And these engineers are working day and night to make sure our dream is realized. So now I'm saying to my head, okay, most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day. Mr. Mofara goes to the source, and when I say source, for those of us who are in IT, you agree with me that Indians are the best in the game. And by the way, labor is cheaper in India, way cheaper than it is in the United States. And that's why all the big guys are there. Google, Apple, Amazon, they're all there. So Mr. Mofara goes to the source. He did not get 20 or 25 engineers. He got 200 of them, the best of the best, the cream of the crop. And these guys are not working 8, no, not 9, not 10 hours a day. These guys are working around the clock. These guys are taking turns to make sure this baby is born. So now in my head, I'm beginning to think, okay, with this kind of a resource, yes, you're able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, you are able to do in 2 or 3 years what is scheduled to take 5 or 6 years even. So my belief factor goes off the roof. I looked at the time, energy, money spent from when I joined up until then. And I said, this is serious stuff. This is the time I've been begging for my friend to give me a call so I can roll up my sleeves and get involved. I called a few of my friends into my office in Maryland, and I said, my friends, we are going to have to share this word. We are going to have to make the world a better place. We are going to have to share this vision. And we decided on Zoom. The best way to do it, thanks to technology of this day, Zoom. Because of Zoom, you can be anywhere in the world and you can be listening to me today. So what is this company I'm talking about? OnPassive. You can see behind me. And as the name implies, you can be passive as you want to be, or you can be active. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Ash Mofara, he graduated with a master's in e-commerce. He went back to Harvard, did a lot of studies on online businesses. This guy has a knack for artificial intelligence, that disruptive technology I just told you about, AI. This guy is the best in the game of traffic generation. My friends, traffic is the reason I can dream today. Traffic is the reason I can invite you all to dream with me today. So what is traffic? Let's spend a couple minutes, talking about traffic, because traffic is our bread and butter in OnPassive. What is traffic? Traffic is the single most important element in any business. Any. It doesn't matter whether this business is offline or online. But I know most of us here have an age. We are more used to offline businesses. So let's start there. Let's start with the offline part of it. What is traffic offline? Let's say you and I have a business together. Same kind of business. And it can be any business. It can be a car dealership. It can be a barber shop. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's just say it is a restaurant. Only because I love food and I know everybody eats. So you have a restaurant and I have a restaurant. Same kind of food, same name, same chef, everything is equal. Food tastes exactly identical. The only difference is what? Location. Your restaurant is located in a busy area, a shopping mall. People come in and out all the time. My restaurant, on the other hand, is located in a back alley. It is hidden. Well, you're going to fare better than me. Guess why? Because people are going to come to this shopping mall, minding their own business, to do their hair, their nails, buy some clothes, whatever it is that brings them to the shopping mall, they will eventually get hungry. They will look up, spot your restaurant. By the time they walk into your restaurant, money is spent, sales. My restaurant, on the other hand, they are going to have to know that it is there. They are going to have to leave their homes deliberately to go there. Because of that, it suffers. It suffers from what? Traffic. So what is traffic? The people, the customers coming in and out of your business. What about traffic online? But before I go there, I want to say this. In this digital day and age, if you have an offline business like that restaurant I just talked about, you better get yourself an online presence. Otherwise, you're asking to be smoked by your competition. And the reverse is not true. You can have a very successful business online without an offline presence. A typical example, Amazon. But what is offline? What is traffic offline? Clicks, my friend, clicks. That's what it is, clicks. If you have a business online, let's say you call it charlesosong.com, the first thing that needs to happen for you to make a sale, people need to go and click. No clicks, no sales. The more the clicks, the more the sales. So we have companies online making tons of money by doing what? Just driving clicks, driving traffic, people to those businesses online. And we have billions of businesses online, billions of them, way more businesses online than we do have offline. Good example of that is what? Google. That's all. That's the main way that Google makes money, driving traffic. And then we have something called targeted traffic. That's a game changer. What is targeted traffic? Say you go online and you're trying to buy a TV and you're looking around and somebody comes behind you and say, hey, why don't you go to charlesosong.com? And the moment you get there, you see nothing but TVs, all kinds of TVs, all colors, all sizes. What are the chances of you buying? Very high. Well, that store just got itself a targeted customer, targeted traffic. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Mofara, that I just mentioned to you a few moments ago, he's the best in the game of driving targeted traffic. He proved himself. When he graduated, he got involved with a few businesses, drove millions upon millions of customers to them, millions upon millions of affiliates to them. And he made a lot of money doing that. Yes, he did. But unfortunately, these companies, most of them went out of business. Why? Remember I told you guys earlier, no legitimate, viable product, no company is going to last. It is a time bomb. So Mr. Mofara and his family, notably his wife, they're going to sit together and say, you know what? We need to stop doing this. We need to stop sending customers, people, to businesses that will eventually go out. We are going to start our own. We're going to have legitimate, viable digital services. We're going to have founding members, you and I, okay? We're going to drive traffic to them. And that's why I told you guys earlier, because of traffic, we can dream. We're going to drive traffic to them. They are going to make money. We are going to make money. And all of us are happy. Hence, the birth of OnPassive, my friends. So just over 3 years ago, Mr. Mofara and his close friends, they're going to sit and say, you know what? We are starting our own. We have close to 8 billion people on earth. And at any point in time, and this is 3 years ago, there was no pandemic, my friends. There was no COVID-19. So you can imagine everything is even more today. At any point in time, we have 7 million people online, 7 million. Then that number, you can multiply that number by 10 today. But 7 million is still a lot online, looking for something, looking for some services. What are they looking for so that we can provide them? Well, some of those people are doing online banking. I know that because I do that. Sometimes once a day, sometimes twice a day. And I know some of you do that as well. And when we do these things, there are people online, businesses online that monetize on our services. And these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI, with artificial intelligence at the back of our hands, we can do that too, even better. Some of us online are on our favorite social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I love Facebook. But when we are on Facebook, what are we doing? We are sending texts. We are sending photos to friends, family members, colleagues, classmates. Well, guess what that is called? Community. And these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI at the back of our hands, we can have our own community, AI-driven, even better than whatever is out there today. And as you come to join us, you will find out our community is over 725,000 and growing by the minute. Some of us online are doing what? E-commerce, drop shipping, bulk emailing, email marketing. There are people online that make 6- and 7-figure income just doing email marketing. And these guys are going to say, guess what? With AI, we can do it even better. Some of us online are video conferencing, just like you and I. So if you can see me or you can hear me, it means you went to some application called Zoom, you put in some ID, and there you are. Well, guess what? Eric Wan, the owner, founder of Zoom, and his collaborators making a killing by us doing what we're doing. And Zoom is not the only one. There are many of them out there. There's Skype, there's AnyMeeting, Cisco WebEx, Google Hangouts, Microsoft Teams. There is a plethora of more than 25 of them. And all of them making serious money, especially since what? Since the pandemic. But Zoom, of course, is the most popular. Why? Because it is the most user-friendly. But not for long, guys. You wait until we launch our O Connect. You wait. The images are clearer. Some of us have seen it. 3D. It is more secured, end-to-end encrypted. It is scalable. And above all, guess what? It is cheaper. But today is still Zoom's day because we're not there yet. Just give us a few more months. So let's talk about Zoom for a moment. Okay? Prior to COVID-19, Zoom was averaging 10 million participants every day. April 1st, 2020, same company took a statistic. That number had increased to what? Over 300 million participants a day. Big. November 30th, 2020, Forbes magazine that we all know about, Forbes magazine. They reported Zoom to have made more profits than ExxonMobil, a decades old, more than 50 years old American oil company. Why do you guys think that is happening? Simple. Ever since the pandemic, every university, high school, middle school, elementary school, realizing students can take classes from home. And that trend is going to stay, believe me. I've seen pastors, women of God, men of God, having virtual Bible studies, virtual prayer services. I've seen virtual weddings, virtual wake keepings, all kinds of stuff. Here's what I'm saying, my friends. The world is going virtual. And these guys at OnPassive, they say, you know what? With AI, we can do all of this even better. Let's talk about another service, Virtual Private Network, VPN. What is that? It's just a fancy name for a tunnel that cuts across a major network, such as the internet. It provides for privacy. Employers use it so that their employees can have access to corporate data without fear of bad guys, without fear of hackers. Ever since the pandemic, more and more companies asking employees to work from home. Microsoft, Facebook, Google, even the federal government asking employees to work from home. What does that mean? That means there's somebody, some company out there monetizing on these services. So these guys at OnPassive are saying, you know what? With AI, we're going to have our own VPN, super smart, more secure, end-to-end encrypted, more scalable, and above all, guess what? Cheaper. My friends, let me say this to you guys. When OnPassive launches, the big players in this space, in the VPN space, like Cisco Networks, they are going to know there's a new sheriff in town, believe me. Now let's talk about another service, search engine optimization, SEO. What is that? Sounds like a mouthful. We know of search engines, we know of Yahoo, we know of Bing, and those of us Apple enthusiasts, we know of Safari. And everybody should know of Google. It's like a verb these days. It's a household name. These guys, you can go to Google 10, 20, 100 times a day to search for something free of charge. In fact, you go to Facebook, we go to Facebook all the time, free of charge, right? So these companies are not charging us to go there. Yet, they are multi-billion-dollar companies. So here is the multi-billion-dollar question I've got for you. How do they make money? How does Google make money? Well, most of us don't know, and frankly, most of us don't even care because it's none of our business. But let me just share with you the main way that Google makes money, because OnPassive, these guys at OnPassive are going to help us make money the same way. You go to Google today to search for something. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a camera. It could be an iPhone. It could be a pencil, whatever it is that you're looking for. But let's just say camera. And only because I have an online store and I do market my cameras through Google. And you go to Google and you put in camera, a bunch of them will pop up. One of them from my store. And if you click on that camera from my store, guess what happens? Google charges me at the end of the month. You don't have to buy it. You don't need to purchase it. And they call it pay per click. In other words, each time you click, they charge me. Each time somebody clicks, they charge me. And I can tell you this, I'm a very small business guy online, and I'm paying Google about $400 every month, average, every month. I'm also paying Microsoft about $600 a month. Why? Because Bill Gates is smart. He knew SEO is going to be big. Did not have time to start a brand new company. Went ahead, bought a company called Bing, revamped it, and people like us have to pay him month in, month out. I'm also paying a company called GoDaddy for domain name service. Every company online must have a domain name. So when you hear .com, .net, .org, all of that stuff, those are domain names. And these companies are making a killing. These guys at OnPassive are going to say, you know what? With AI, we're going to have our own DNS, our own domain name service. With AI, we're going to have our own search engine optimizer. Super, super smart. By the time you type the first letter, it already knows where you are headed. My friends, let me tell you this. When OnPassive launches, we are going to know those companies, those big players in the SEO domain, like Google, like Microsoft, they are going to know there's a new kid on the block, I can assure you. So what am I doing? All I'm doing is giving you the services that OnPassive is putting together. Search engine optimization, VPN, all of this, email marketing. The ones that we can relate to, the ones that we use every day. There's a whole bunch of them, more than 50 of them. Virtual learning. We have virtual tracking, everything online, everything that you need online, we have it in the same place, under one umbrella, okay? Now, what is OnPassive doing? OnPassive says, if you are a business person or you're an individual, okay? It doesn't matter. If you need something online, something digital, we have it to you in one place, okay? It is what? Integrated. That is a big word I want you to take home today. Integrated. No company on earth has ever succeeded in integrating all of this. And OnPassive, we are 99% there. My friends, this is value. I told you guys in the beginning, you don't have to recruit at OnPassive to make money. You don't have to come out of pocket month in and month out to pay auto ship. And above all, we have the best legitimate, viable digital products in this day and age. That is value. You will be hard pressed to find all three of this in one spot. And if you do, you call me and I will be your first customer. That's a promise. Now, when my friend came to me, it didn't cost much. It was $97 to get started. I am going to turn over to Mr. Red Reffen, one of our leaders. He's been with this company from beginning, from day one almost. He knows everything about this business. There's nobody better than Red to tell us how we can get into this business, what it's going to take for us to be a founder. Red, over to you.
Thanks very much, Charles. Every time I hear you, my friend, I just want to sign up once again. It is amazing what OnPassive is doing, and I'm sure all of the guests here are super excited. And the one thing on their tongue right now is, how exactly do I go about signing up as a founder in OnPassive? Well, it is so easy, guys. And all you have to do is get back to the person who has brought you here. And this is really important. OnPassive is not about taking anybody else's customers or founders or anything like that. We want you all to succeed in OnPassive. So get back to the person who has brought you or invited you here today. Get a hold of their registration link. If you do know the person, just say, can I have your registration link, please? And they will give you that. Once you've got that registration link, then it is super easy. You click on it, okay, and that will take you through to a payment page. As Charles has said, you already already before, you can pay with a Visa or MasterCard, debit or credit card, and that will cost you $102. There is a couple of other methods of paying as well, and when you click on that link, it will take you to it as well. Once you have done that, you will then go back into that account there, and another pop-up will come. It's a very long document. This is a thing called an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. Please, guys, do not be put off this. This is a good thing, not a bad thing. It shows how serious OnPassive is about its business, not only to protect you, the founder and customer, but also to protect itself online. So have a read of that, go all the way to the bottom, and there is 2 boxes on the bottom left-hand side. Give them a tick and digitally sign it. Then you're good to go, and you are a paid founder. So Charles was saying as well, there is another out-of-pocket payment to be made, and that is to activate your account when we launch to the world. And this is going to be happening very, very shortly, guys. This window of opportunity to become a founder is going to be closing. Our CEO and founder, Ashmit Farah, has a number in mind of what that founder's number is going to be. But even if we do not reach that before launch, the day that we launch to the world, then that is it for the founder's position. There will be no more. No matter how much money you've got, that $97 position is going to finish. The next time you will pay out of pocket is to activate your account. And at the moment, this will be between $200 and $250 US. Once you've done that, that's it. As Charles said, you do not go out of pocket again. We would love to have you on board with us, okay? It is a fantastic opportunity. It is safe. There is no issues at all with the business or anything else like that. And we would love to have you on this journey. There's a couple of things I'd just like to point out to you before I hand it back over to Susie. And the first one is that Amazon has produced in its time period of its online presence over 40,000 millionaires online. And they don't even want to give any of their money away. They want to keep it all to themselves. Our CEO and founder, who's got a massive heart, wants us all to be successful online. Just imagine how many online millionaires OnPassive will produce in the future. And the next thing I want to just bring to your attention is the decisions you make now have an effect on your life in 2 years' time. So whatever you're deciding to do right now really is going to affect you down the line. So take that plunge, make that step, leap of faith to join us in OnPassive for the sake of $97. It really is a no-brainer. And also, guys, that $97 comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So join us. Like I said, one-time payment of $97 to become a founder, and then to activate your account between $200 and $250. That's it. Thanks very much, Charles. Super presentation as always, my friend. I'm now going to hand it back over to Susie McRae for the Q&A.
Susie McRae for the Q&A. I like how that sounds.
It
Hi,
sounds
everybody.
good. Ringing.
It sounds good. Charles, wonderful presentation. Marty, always love to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We're going to jump into the Q&A, but I just want to add a couple quick words. Our CEO was on a private webinar the other night, and he said exactly what I said when I opened this up. We're not here to pester, pressure, or to convince you, because quite frankly, we don't need to. So if you have caught just a sliver or a whisker, as I say, of the vision that you heard today, you're going to want to jump right on board. And I got to tell you, I have never felt so comfortable and reassured and secure about a company than I do about OnPassive. So as far as the Q&A goes, this is for our guest only. Founders, you know, we have a Q&A on Monday. So what I'm gonna do is, if you've raised your hand, we have 12 people with their hands raised. If you've raised your hand in error, please put your hand down, okay? I am going to bring you on as a panelist, so your screen is gonna change a little bit, and then we'll ask you to unmute yourself and ask your question. If you're shy, that's okay. Shy people are okay. You can type your question in the Q&A. So I'm gonna bring on a few people here. And in the meantime, if Marty or Mike wants to add anything while we're getting people, by all means. See if we can get everybody in. We see your hand raised. We're bringing a few people in. Thank you. You're getting a lot of praise, Charles, which is well deserved for a wonderful presentation. Looks like those that I'm bringing on are.
It's not working? They're not coming?
No, maybe, and my mouse, I attached a new mouse to my computer, and I got to tell you, sometimes I have trouble. So Marty, maybe you can help me out, Marty, because I think one person, this is the issue with Zoom and we can't wait for O Connect. Marty, if you, there's.
And there might be some people who raise their hands in error. For example, I see a name that I think, like Marilyn, I think she's the founder. So she may have raised her hand in error. So,
we have someone, yeah, that's okay. Marty, if you could try just bringing some people on, and then I'll take them off. There is a question. Okay, here comes. Thank you, Marty. Okay. Someone did ask in the chat, when is OnPassive going to launch? So if someone would like to respond to that, even though, we know we don't have the date yet, if someone wants to give a few more details.
I'll let Mike speak to that.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, hi everybody. Yeah, Charles, I can talk about the launch a little bit. If you're new to OnPassive is in the launch right now. We are in the pre-launch right now. The pre-launch is a time when Ash and his team are releasing the products to the founding members to review. From there, we'll go into soft launch. When we go into soft launch, not only will we be able to review the products, but we'll be able to actually use the products. It's a very, very exciting time. It's a time of testing, beta testing, where Ash will come on and test all the products. He'll start to test the flow of money, that type of thing. So it's a very, very exciting time. The soft launch will be a very, very small window, and then we'll roll seamlessly into the hard launch. This is all going to happen this year, 2021. Again, we are already in the launch right now. So if you're asking about the launch, you need to pay attention to what everybody is saying here. We are in the launch. We are in that process right now. I think we'll be in the soft launch very, very quickly, and then the hard launch not too far after that. So it's a very, very exciting time for OnPassive. Those of us who have been waiting for 2 or 3 years while Ash and his teams develops all the products of OnPassive, they're done. All the products of OnPassive, they are done. And all he's doing right now is releasing them to the founding members. And then, of course, as we go into soft launch, we're going to get to use those products. And some of those products, as you come in and become a founder, we'll explain exactly how they will impact your life and your bottom line substantially. So a very exciting time for OnPassive. Come on in, learn as you go. As you come in, continue to explore and discover OnPassive, because it's just going to blow you away, because it gets better every single day. Hopefully that helps that question.
Yes, that was excellent, Mike. Thank you so much. Yes, we are on pre-launch, soon to be in soft launch, where we'll beta test, and then the hard launch. Remember, today's webinar is for our guests, so we would like them to be the ones asking the questions. So founders, if you please would respect that and refrain from asking questions in the chat. You have your opportunity on Monday. Adams, IBN, if you could unmute yourself and ask your question. Adams, you can go down to the microphone and unmute yourself. We also have Dr. Godagger. The doctor is in the house. If you could unmute yourself. You're on the panel to ask your question. All you guys need to do is go down to see where the microphone is. If it's red, click on it and it will open it up. We also have Kondoju, Narsima, and someone called Needed. So Adams, okay, Needed. I think some people raise their hands inadvertently, and that's okay. Okay, someone's asking, I heard there's 1,100 IT engineers are doing work in OnPassive. Is it true?
Yeah, the thing is, I think that might be a founder. So we didn't say that in the presentation, so I don't know where they heard that from, right? If it's a guest. Okay, so I said 200 engineers. That's what I said in the presentation, right? But we'll have other employees doing different things, right? So we have a host of employees doing different things, but the number doesn't matter. Like I said, most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. We already have 200, and we have a whole bunch, more than 600 doing other things, different functions, accountants, managers. So, you know, we are good. Okay.
Okay, it seems like Needed, if you would like to unmute yourself. It seems like there may just be people raising their hand inadvertently.
Okay, so maybe we can just take questions in the chat because we can't keep.
Yeah, if you would like to type your question in the chat, that would be great. Yes.
Remember, guys, it is for guests only. If you are a founder, keep your questions for Monday, because I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat that are obviously from founders.
Okay, we have Captain Nurahan. Captain. Okay, I'm gonna mute Lon Ray. Okay, Captain. Captain, my captain. Yes, we are seeing some questions from founders. Please refrain from that. This is for our guests. Remember, all of you guests, you may not want to be asking a question, but what you can do is get back to the person who invited you as Red instructed, because the only way you can sign up and become a founder is through invitation, and they will help you get registered. And once you get registered, sign your NDA, you have access to the back office. And there are so many recorded webinars, private webinars, that you'll be able to view. You'll be able to see how our CEO, Ash, interacts with all of the founders across the globe. And you're just going to get more and more excited. Okay, someone has a question. Unmuting is getting hard. Okay, someone's asking if they can pay with Bitcoin. Would someone like to give some guidelines for Bitcoin?
Yeah, I can do that if you want to.
Sure.
The answer to that is yes. Once you click on that registration link, there is an option to pay by not just Bitcoin, but other cryptocurrencies as well. The one thing to remember with paying by any cryptocurrency is that there is a time limit that you have to send the funds. I think it's 15 minutes because of the price fluctuation. So A, make sure that you have the right addresses to hand, and B, make sure you have enough funds in there, because there is a transaction fee with cryptocurrency as well as the credit cards. But to your answer, can you pay with cryptocurrency? Yes, you can.
Okay. Thank you, Red. We do have a question from Captain, who we tried bringing on. I'm not sure if you're a founder or not, Captain. You may be. He's asking about how far is the legal compliance in his country, Malaysia, and others. How good is our business already in processing and operation now? So if someone would maybe like to speak about the legalities and how we're registered, that would be great.
Yeah, I can take that real quick, Susie. Ash has a whole staff he has a whole legal team. And as far as being compliant in any particular company, they are taking care of that. It is a done deal. Any country that OnPassive is in right now, Ash and his legal team have taken care of that. So you don't have to worry about being legal in Malaysia or India or the US or Canada. Ash and his team have taken care of that. That's really getting into the weeds of OnPassive, and his legal team could come on and talk 2 or 3 hours about it. I don't think we want that. They have taken care of it. And if any issues come up, they're on it right away. I mean, absolutely right away.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Someone's asking, why aren't we using OConnect? We're using Zoom now. I can answer that. We have not launched the products to the globe yet. So once that happens, we will be beta testing OConnect as a founder, and then the public will have access to it. So right now we are not in a position to roll out OConnect. That will come with the official launch. Lawson is asking a question: how can being a founder benefit me financially as an individual and as a business owner? I know we touched a little, Charles touched a little bit on that, but if someone wants to give a quick overview, that would be great. Go ahead, Red.
Okay. There's 2 different scenarios here for your question. We'll take the business one first. If you have an existing business online or offline, there's a couple of requirements. First, for it to be hosted in the OnPassive ecosystem. One is it has to be legal, legitimate, and above board. So basically, no pornography or anything like that. You know, it has to be a legitimate legal company. So there's 2 things that are going to happen. Every business or every personal founder, okay, has to pay this $97 right at the moment to be a founder. With that, as Charles said, we will get a thing called traffic. Now, if you have a business online or a business with OnPassive, we as in OnPassive will be driving traffic to your business. Now, if you do any advertising right now online through Facebook or through Google or anywhere else like this, the way that you select your traffic source is normally by area, country, and other demographics as well. You tick boxes and all the rest of it. With your business, you will have exactly the same option. So for instance, if you have got a confectionery shop on Vancouver Island, you only really want to target people on Vancouver Island. So you will be able to have your traffic all in that one area. Obviously, if you're a global company, then you can have a global presence as well. It's entirely up to you. So that's the business side and how that's going to work. Don't forget, guys, as well, OnPassive will also have a marketplace as well, where you will be able to have your business hosted, and that will go to every single founder within OnPassive. And at the moment, we are 725,000 founders. So that's a lot of eyes in front of your business. As far as a non-business person, a founder like myself and Susie and many, many others here right now, we really aren't interested in the business side of OnPassive. We are here for OnPassive digital services and products, and this is going to be our business. And what OnPassive does for us as a founder, it will drive traffic to us as individuals with OnPassive. This will put customers underneath us who are physically buying the products and services of OnPassive, and then we will make a commission from these customers that come in underneath us. And this, at the end of the day, guys, is what it's all about. This is where the residual income comes from. These customers buying the digital products and services day in and day out. Now, just as a little thing here for you guests here, you're probably all over the place here with what are all these digital products, and oh my God, I don't really understand any of it. Take a deep breath, take your time. Whenever you want, pop over to onpassive.com, okay? That is the main website of OnPassive. Within that is all of these digital products that we've been talking about. You can look at them at your leisure, go into the FAQs, you can research them, and it will tell you exactly what each of these digital products and services will be doing, not only for businesses, but for us as well as founders and customers. I really hope that's helped.
Yes, thank you, Red, for your response.
Hey, Red,
Mike?
let me add just something real quick. To those individuals that have a business and want to put their business on the platform of OnPassive to drive traffic to your business, yeah, you can do that. It's scalable. You can run as much traffic as you want through your business. But the caveat is, as you're doing that on passive, because you've come in as a founder and then come in as a member of OnPassive and paid the $250. Because of that, OnPassive is also going to start developing you a second stream of income. It's a really, really big deal. As you come in with a business, you're selling one product, okay? As you come into OnPassive and they start to build your OnPassive business, they're marketing 50 products. So the exponential rate of growth in your business is just going to be tremendous with OnPassive because of what they do and the sheer amount of volume that they're going to be bringing into you. So yeah, it's a great idea to come in, put your business on there, drive traffic through it like Charles does with his, he will do with his camera business. You'll make money with your business through the targeted traffic of OnPassive, but don't forget what OnPassive is going to be doing for you with the OnPassive business, even though you don't know anything about it. Again, it's 100% automated. It's a really, really big deal. So we'll just give you more to think about. That's all, as if you don't have enough already.
More to keep you up at night. And Mike's right. I mean, even we've been founders for a while, and there's a lot of things that are probably gonna surprise us about OnPassive that Ash is keeping close to his heart. So we're really excited. Pierre asked, if I pay today, am I still considered among founders? Absolutely. Get on board today, pay, sign the NDA. You are a founder. You're welcomed to this wonderful group, and you're gonna love the information in the back office. We do have a few questions from founders that unfortunately you'll have to save for Monday afternoon. This is for our guest. You're getting a lot of compliments, Charles, for your clarity. Okay, there's one. So Lon Ray, who's on here, I thought it was our Lon Ray who was with us before. If you want to unmute yourself, Lon Ray, and ask your question, the question is, how many applications are integrated into OnPassive? If someone wants to revisit that, that would be great.
Well, I'll take it. Oh, go ahead, Red. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, cool. Okay, at the moment, we have around about 4 or 5 that are ready to go, that are going to be integrated with the new back office platform. But as Charles said, there is going to be over 50, and it's not going to be static at 50 either. There is going to, over time, we're going to develop more and more. Just because we launch with 50 guys does not mean we stop with 50. In time, there will be more and more. Each of these applications and products that we have now will be revisited. There will be extra features added to them to make them better and better and better. Basically, anything that is digital services online right now, OnPassive will be there doing it. So really, the world is our oyster as far as what OnPassive is doing. And you guys have the opportunity to get on board with us right now. But to your question, right now, we will have around about 4 or 5 products ready for us as founders to start beta testing very, very shortly in our back office. And we estimate that up to the soft launch, there'll be between 5 and 15 ready to go up to soft launch. And then we'll work our way forward to that main launch. Remember, guys, we do not have to have all of these 50 products and services ready for the main launch. We can launch right now with what we have got. So bear that in mind. So it could be any day.
Exactly. Thank you, Red. We have a question that I've never seen, but maybe the panel has. How is the competition reacting to this? This is from Pina. How is the competition reacting to? Oh, Red's got his hand up, and Marty. Okay, who wants to go first?
Marty, you can go first, because I know about this because it's been happening.
How do I say this in English? They're pooping
shaking in their shoes.
Yeah. No, they know. I don't think. Thank God they're arrogant, because they don't think that anybody can touch them. Same thing happened with, we have a store over here in the US called Kmart. Walmart was moving its way up and they said, who's Walmart? Who cares? Well, I take the question now, who's Kmart? The new sheriff is coming. He's not entering the ring as a amateur. You don't enter a ring worth over $3 billion and be an amateur. So I think it's coming. I think a lot of them know, but because they are coming in so strong, they will either work with OnPassive or they won't work at all, the way I see it. So, I mean,
Netflix a blockbuster.
yeah, exactly right. Block who? That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, it was strategically done. Thanks to the arrogance of big companies like you know who. Nobody can touch us. There is no plan B. People hate Facebook, by the way. Absolutely hate it. Look, Google it. High percentage hate it. Where are they going to go? Secret. But we know that's where everybody, a lot of people are going to be going. It's going to happen. And yeah, they know. I'm sure the big guys know. And if they don't, you know, I mean, people have lost YouTube channels and all that mentioning our company. So anyway, yeah, they know how the impact right now. It maybe not a big deal, but very soon it will be. But they're not. OnPassive will not be a company to push around. You don't. It'll be the first company in the history of mankind that enters the ring as a unicorn company. Maybe $3 billion worth. So yeah, it's a big deal. I don't know the exact thing, but yeah, they have an idea. Red might know more. So
no, I was just going to say, agree with you. I've had this week alone, I've had 3 people contacting me saying that they have had posts flagged or actually accounts closed because of using the word OnPassive within Facebook and YouTube. This is, for me, a massive indication that they are now starting to think, holy everything's, what's this great big train coming? And they're trying to shut the stable door after the horse has bolted. So it's going to be good night Vienna for them, unfortunately, because this juggernaut train is going to steam right over the top of them. So to your answer, at the moment, as Marty said, their arrogance is stopping them from doing anything, but they will know about us, that's for sure.
Okay, thank you, fellas. I just want to add that I am just so thankful and grateful that I caught the vision, the first smidgen of OnPassive I saw, and I've been in for a year and a half. I'm also thrilled that a lot of people I know, love, and trust, especially my entire family, is on board, whether they understand everything or fully or not. They could just feel the excitement I had. I'm 60 years old. I've never seen anything like this or an opportunity like this. And I'm just so excited because we're creating a McRae family legacy for years to come. And just the excitement among my siblings and my elderly parents to know that we're going to be able to give back in a way that has never been offered to us in our lifetime is just so exciting for the whole family. So I encourage you, jump on board. You're going to learn as you go, like I did. Okay, so Musok Rashid said, my question is, if I have pay $97 today, how much do I get back after a while and when? What else do I need to know about OnPassive? If someone wants to quickly respond to that.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Go on. Go on.
No,
that's okay, Red. You can go. Believe me, you'll be able to add to this.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, as you look at OnPassive is 100% automated. So as you come in, because of the way it's structured, because of what OnPassive is going to be doing, you don't have to worry about the monthly fee. Now, how much will you be making month 1, month 2, month 3? I don't know. You know, that's a variable that we can't answer right now because OnPassive hasn't launched. But I can tell you, because of the way OnPassive is structured, wherever you start, over time, your income will continue to grow. That residual income will continue to grow till you get to a point with OnPassive where you just don't worry about finances. Your monthly bills are taken care of, your pockets are full, and you don't have to worry about it. This is what Ash envisioned when he made OnPassive. It's why Ash is going to share the wealth with the founding members of OnPassive. And when I say that, it's not 10 or 15 or 20% of the wealth. Ash is going to share 50, 60, 65% of the wealth with the founding members of OnPassive. And when you think about OnPassive bringing in 100 million customers the first year, and we're founders and there's a million of us, that's only 1% of 100 million. And that's just the start. I believe OnPassive will have billions of customers. This is real life. We can't guarantee anything. But based on what Ash has done, based on the products that are superior at a lower price point, customers are just going to flock in. So do I know what you're going to make day 1 or day 5? No, but I can tell you, you will start making money. You won't have to pay the monthly fee. And over time, that residual income will get to a point where you just don't worry about finances. So Red, maybe you can add to that.
I thought he was asking about getting money back on his 97. Was that correct or not, Susie?
Maybe I was completely wrong.
No, I think he meant if he invests the 97, when will he start getting money back?
Yeah,
And
well,
we always say
okay,
it's not
fine.
an investment. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, Mike has absolutely nailed it, and it is absolutely true. And what he's saying is that we are just scratching the surface as founders. You know, we are looking for visionaries. We are looking for people who have that passion to want to be an online entrepreneur. OnPassive is our vehicle, and we have got the best vehicle online to get us to the point of our financial freedom. So jump on board.
Yes. Okay, we have another question from Kalubia. Hi, would it be safe to say OnPassive will launch with certainty before 2022? Well, I can answer that. Obviously, there's no guarantees in life except what? Death and taxes, as Ben Franklin used to say, and our CEO says. We're fairly confident that we will be launching in 2021, unless someone wants to comment on that from the panel.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
I believe we'll be running by 2021, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the one thing I'll say is over the last 2 months specifically, Susie, you know, we've been on a lot of founders only webinars with Ash, and he's jumped in on many more other webinars that have been around. And I've been around for a long time in OnPassive. In fact, in 2 months' time, I'm 3 years. So a long time. And I've never had or never been in a situation where there has been so many pointers towards a time frame as I have done before within the time that I've been in OnPassive. So I am 99.999% sure it's going to be not only 2021, but very shortly.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me
go
add
ahead,
something
Mike.
too. Let me add something too, Susie. The other night, Ash popped on our webinar, kind of surprised actually. And he already has his tech team working on things in the future. So what they're doing is tying things together that they have now, fine tuning everything, testing it. So they're really way down the track. They can see the finish line. He's actually taking ideas because he wants the company to stay ahead of the curve. So they're even looking at more ideas and new products and everything right now beyond the launch. So I think it's very soon. Definitely, I believe this year, if I was betting. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have another question by Kofi Davis. As a founder, do you have to be computer savvy to be able to promote these services we are talking about? Would someone like to tell? Yeah, I know the answer. No, you don't. And you can promote if you want. You don't have to. But you're going to be the company's going to do that for you, but you also have tools and resources in the back office to help you promote. And if you jump on board as a founder today, you can promote this webinar where we do the work for you to introduce it to you. Also, getting back on the compensation piece, a lot of people ask about, you know, when will I earn, all of that. When you become a founder, you'll have access not to the compensation plan fully, because that has not been revealed, but you'll be able to see some private videos where it kind of gives you more of an understanding of what to expect. Okay, if anyone wants to add to that.
Let me add a little bit. Keep in mind, everything you've heard today from Charles, Mike, Red, me, Susie, and anybody in the future, this is very important to know. 100% automated. They do everything for you. You don't need to know how to do you have any skills at all. Because I market doesn't mean you have to be a marketer. I enjoy it because I know that I can look someone in the eyes and say, not only I'm going to show you this business, you're going to be successful the same as me. The traffic you get is the same as Charles, the same as me, same as Mike and Susie and Red. There's no differentiation between you and me. I don't care if you're a school teacher, a grandmother, a grandfather, you will be successful, because that's why this company was built, for everyday people to be successful. So let it ride. If you can drink water, you can be successful in OnPassive.
Excellent, Marty. Yeah, my 90-year-old mom and my soon-to-be 94-year-old dad are founders. They don't have a computer or a cell phone. They're going to do just fine. Okay, because someone is asking, Rudy's asking, is OnPassive targeting an older generation? Can you speak on the target age groups? If someone would like to speak to that.
Yeah, I'll add to that, and then they can add to it. Check out the panel. Okay, what do we look like?
Speak for yourself, old man.
Yeah, come on.
Look at these old fogies you're looking at now. No, there's a lot of people, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I believe one gentleman Red House is 89. Yeah, there's many people.
And I think, and I believe I've got the youngest as well.
Yep, 16, 15, 16.
16.
Yeah, and there's young people too. So yeah, it targets anybody that wants to be successful online and hasn't been able to, or don't have the skills. This company was set up for the 97, 98% that get pushed around for the last 20 years.
Yeah, let me talk about the younger group just very, very quickly. We have a young man on our team. We call him the Golden Boy. And he came into OnPassive, is in a very, very good position, very, very dynamic young gentleman. And if you're young and you have time, it's such a great advantage to these old farts here. We don't have the time you have, but our younger group, they have time to build OnPassive, build that residual income, and get to a place where they can really just focus on life and not worry about finances. But the Golden Boy, and I can tell you this, I know what's going to happen with him. By the time he's 26, money will never be an issue in his life again. In fact, it's not an issue right now. And sometimes I don't even think he quite knows what's happening. But for the younger crowd that's looking at it OnPassive, it is such a unique position to put you in a place where you never worry about finances. That's how it's structured. That's what Ash does. So I love the younger generation coming in because it's going to do so many positive things in your life. Yeah, so if you're talking to younger men and women, there are videos out there that are done by our young crowd that it'll impress them, and they'll see the vision that they've seen, and OnPassive is the place to be. So,
okay,
thought I'd add that.
Thank you, guys.
Susie, let me just add just one little thing. I've seen the chat obviously is coming up on my phone. I'm seeing people saying stuff like, I'm a teacher, is OnPassive going to benefit me, and all the rest of it. There's one thing to remember here, guys, and it's a very important thing to remember. With OnPassive, you don't have to know everything. And what I mean by that is, we've given you a lot of information here, and it is mind-boggling. And yes, you can go into all of the different products we've got and you can research them and all the rest of them. But here's the thing, you do not need to know anything about OnPassive. You do not need to know anything about our product services to be successful online. So think of it this way. When you go shopping into one of those big stores, okay, you're going around, you're getting all your shopping and you line up at a till, okay? You've got a line of people in front of you. They're all going through the checkout. They're buying whatever they're buying. You're not worried about what that person's buying, are you? Like, you're only worried about what you've got, okay? But just think of this. If you were getting a cent or a dime for every single trolley that's in front of you, are you really bothered about what's in that trolley, about what that person's got, or about what this is? OnPassive is exactly the same. OnPassive have got all the products and services. They're going to do everything for you because we're paying them to do everything for them. But here's the kicker. They're going to give us a commission from all of these customers who are using the products and services. So we, as founders, don't have to know anything about it. Join up, stay engaged, sit back, relax, get on that beach with your pina colada and come and join the party.
Okay. All right. So great explanation there. Pierre wants to know if a founder passes away, is there an option for the next of kin rights? Absolutely. This is your business. It is willable, and there'll be instructions on how you can do that. Okay, so yes, the answer is yes. Okay, Samuel, I have been introduced to OnPassive a few years ago, but could not fully, how do I register? Well, Samuel, you'll need to get back to the person who invited you to OnPassive, and they will help you with the registration link. Let me go through. If Red, if you see any, you spoke, okay.
A lot of them are founder questions, to be fair.
Yeah, well, Lon Ray said you spoke about 250 after the initial 97. When is it due? I can answer that, Lon Ray. When you sign up as a founder, you pay the $97 now. And then when we go into the official launch as a founder, you will pay the one-time subscription fee. We're not sure the amount. Will be between $200 and $250 is what our understanding. And that will be when we do the official launch, and you pay that once out of pocket, and then you're done. You're a founder. You are now a customer / reseller. You're on board. The rest of your monthly subscriptions will come out of your commissions, and you can just sit back and relax.
With that pina colada.
Someone's asking about a lockdown, if it will affect OnPassive. Our CEO has put in all of the appropriate forces to allow people to work from home. They have their own building that they can manage with their testing, with vaccinations. He has it covered. He has great anticipatory skills. Last year, Ash anticipated what might happen, and he put everything in place so that they didn't miss a hitch when India was in some lockdown. And actually, we've been told that they've actually been even more productive now that they can work all different hours. So that is not something to worry about.
Let me add something to that, Susie.
Yeah,
okay,
go ahead.
So basically, we're also doing what we call redundancy. Every big high-tech company does that. And the way we're doing that is getting offices in other countries. Like, for example, Dubai is sort of kickstarting, right? So if one country is having some issue, it's not going to affect everywhere, okay? And like Susie said, as a matter of fact, the world is going virtual, right? Other than those people who need to physically go there and maybe connect cables and do whatever it is, everybody else can work 100% from home, from wherever they are, as long as you have internet service. Like Susie said, production has gone up. That's number one, working from home. And also, in the near future, we're going to have a bunch of offices around the globe. So we're not going to worry about one particular location, okay? That's
okay, thank you. Secondly, someone said, aside from the two payments, becoming a founder and then when you become a customer, are there other hidden charges that will come up later? And the answer to that is no. There are no hidden charges. There are absolutely no hidden charges. Your monthly fee will come out of your commissions, okay?
Yeah, Susie, let me say a couple things about
Sure.
that too. When you think about OnPassive, there are no qualifications. OnPassive will never add a qualifications to determine how much you can make. Not only are there no qualifications, there are no caps. OnPassive doesn't put a cap on the amount of money you can make. So you don't have to worry about hidden fees or hidden qualifications or hidden anything. Everything is out in the open, very, very transparent. And that's one issue that you will never come against with OnPassive. No qualification, no caps.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Kalubia is asking his last question or her last question. Would the NBA contracts be printable such that I can print a copy for keeps? The answer is yes. Everyone's nodding their head. Okay, newbies, us grandmas.
Hey, Susie, let me add to that though. Let me
Sure.
add to the non-disclosure agreement. That non-disclosure agreement is for you. You cannot share that with other people, okay? So if you print it off, it's for your personal records. That's not for the general public until they come in, become a founder, and then sign the NDA. And it's just one of those things that's proprietary within OnPassive. So please understand that.
Okay. Okay, so someone asked Ravinder, let me read through this. As we are currently using Facebook, WhatsApp, or anything, our internet data gets consumed and owner of these apps earn money, right? Are we founders going to earn money like this in OnPassive?
So that's a good question, because this is the second or third time that I hear people get confused. They think that because when they use Facebook, for example, and the internet data get consumed and that's how Facebook makes money. No, that's not how Facebook makes money. That's how the data company, the internet companies make money, okay? Facebook makes money because advertisers come to them because they have created a community, right? And advertisers come to them to advertise. That's how Facebook makes money. WhatsApp, all of these companies, they don't make money from the internet or data companies, okay? Well, OnPassive is gonna make money the same way and more, because we have a community already, okay? And the community is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So right now we have what, 725,000. Well, like Mike said earlier, after first year, we expect to have 100 million, right? Well, guess what? The second year, maybe 1 billion, okay? So guess what's gonna happen? These advertisers are gonna come to us to advertise. So that's another stream of income from advertising. And I want to say this just to make people have an idea, just to blow your mind a little bit, just to think. When these guys come to Facebook, for example, Nike, let's just say Nike is trying to advertise on Facebook. Well, guess what happens? You have to go to facebook.com to see the ad. Well, here's the difference. When they're going to come to advertise on OnPassive, if we have 1 billion founders or customers, well, guess what? We're going to have 1 billion different websites all around the globe that ad is going to be splashing, right? So what do you think is going to happen? So there's going to be a website for Charles Osong, or there's going to be a website for Marty DeGarmo. Everybody who is a past founder or customer in OnPassive going to have a website. Nike is going to be able to advertise on all those different websites. But I guarantee you, all those people advertising on Facebook and Google, they're going to migrate, right? Because they want reach. So that's a stream of income, my friend. Big, big time. Okay.
Very exciting about that. Very exciting. Okay, Devakar, I can answer this. One person can register more than one ID, ? Please explain. Yes, what you want to do is you want to become a founder first, go back to the person who invited you, and then you will have access to your own personal registration link. The only criteria is for any positions you want, you need to have a unique email address that you can access. Okay, so you can get back to the person who invited you and they'll help you with that. People are talking about getting accounts for their children. Hi, okay. I'm just looking, does anyone or Red?
Looks like we covered everything, right? Anyway.
So somebody, Rudy Johnson, is there an override system, a hierarchy system, so to speak? Not quite sure what he means there.
We don't have that. So the problem we are facing with OnPassive is people need to get over the mindset of MLM, right? We are not an MLM, okay? However, we are bringing in our friends, loved ones, so that number one, they too can enjoy. We're trying to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor globally. So the first reason we're doing this is inviting our friends and loved ones, okay? Now, the other thing that's gonna happen is that everybody that's in OnPassive, the more people you invite, the more people you enrich, and guess what? It's going to help you reach your goal faster. Okay, so we don't have override systems like MLM. Okay, so let's get that out of our mind. We are nothing. We don't have spillover. We have overflow. We don't have a binary. We don't have a matrix. We have something different. We have an OnPassive pay plan that is unique and patented, and we're not going to show it to anybody so that we don't want copycats until the day it hits the road running. Okay, guys?
Yes, thank you, Charles. I'll take this last question. Well, two quick ones. Madam, my question is that one individual can have more than one ID. Absolutely. You can have more than one ID, and your sponsor who invited you can help you with that. And what's the time period of the NDA? Well, immediately when you sign up as a founder, you cannot gain access to the back office until you sign the NDA. And also by signing the NDA, you will be part of the marketing campaigns when we go into soft launch and then into the hard launch. So you're going to want to sign the NDA as soon as possible once you have registered.
Okay, Susie, let me add to that. They say what's a time frame? So maybe that person is thinking for how long, right? Once you sign it, it's a one-time thing. You don't have to sign it over and over and over. Just wanted to add to that. Thanks, Susie.
Okay. All right. Well, we would like to thank. Go ahead.
Yeah, just before you finish on the NDA, I noticed a question about children. Part of your NDA, right at the bottom, there is two little squares. And one of those is if you are signing on behalf of somebody else. And that is what you tick if you are opening an account for your children and you are running that account for either your children or for somebody else. It's to give you the legal part of being able to access that account. And that is on your NDA.
Okay, thank you, Red. I'd like to end with Rose, who's a founder who, always puts such valuable items in here. And she's right. MLM has been in people's minds for a long time. And I think the biggest thing you can take from this is that OnPassive is doing things very differently than no other company has ever done in the history of being online. And once you jump on board and you listen to the private webinars that are recorded back there with our CEO and the panel and people speaking, you're going to realize that you're part of something that is different from anything you have ever seen before. And we just can't encourage you enough to jump on board and continue your learning process. I think it says, will Zoom be free for me as a member?
So let me take that. So first of all, my friend, we're not going to have Zoom. We have something better than Zoom, and we're going to call it O Connect, right? So Zoom is a video conference. Okay, so we have our own video conference, which is better than Zoom. And yes, it is going to be free for you because when you pay that $250 upon launch, that gives you access to every product that we have. So you don't have to pay anymore. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to end this. We encourage you to get back to the person who invited you. And I'm just going to speak from the heart. You are never going to find a company like OnPassive that has the integrity and the value and what the founding members are going to be part of is history, especially with our CEO, Ash Mufareh, as we launch, and then we're going to have the opportunity to give back to humanity, because we really and truly are the correction to the corruption out there. And this is an opportunity that you need to jump on board. Of course, we don't pressure, pester, or try to convince you, but I think you can tell this is an authentic panel here. Ask the person who invited you for more information, but would love to see you on the other side, as Mike Ellis always says.
All right, let me say something real quick for those of you who are guests today. If you happen to jump in before Monday at 2 p.m., we do have updates on Monday as to where we are in the launching process. We'll talk about that. Okay, we also have something, first of all, something called onboarding, which tells you now you are in, what is next? What do you need to know? And then we'll have updates, and then we'll take questions from the founders. All kinds of questions, right? I understand you're gonna be new, so some of them you may not be aware, but you're gonna learn a lot from day one, right? So just come in on Monday at 2 p.m. Just listen, especially if you're new. You will learn a lot, and make sure you come in every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you join, the link is going to be in your back office at the Leadership Council, as well as at the webinar tab. All right. And for those of you founders, see you on Monday at 2 p.m. The only reason you shouldn't make it is if you're tied up. If you're not tied up, you should be there. Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, panel. Wonderful job today.
All right. Have a great day.